The trail through the woods stretches like a ribbon of mud and frost, meandering between the skeletal birches, their pale bark stark against the fading light as their leaves, golden and brittle, fluttered to the ground weeks ago. Your breath forms soft clouds in the crisp air, each exhale merging with the scent of damp earth and decay as your boots crunch over the scattered deadfall and half-frozen ruts beneath you. Behind you, to the south, lies a desolate landscape of blackened farmlands and abandoned villages. The roads, like veins of a forsaken past, are haunted by desperate souls driven by hunger, sharper than mere pity. The wind carries with it an acrid tang of burned timber and the ghostly wisps of distant smoke that still linger in the air. A bitter reminder of the war's relentless grip that stripped this kingdom down to their barest bones. Ahead, the trees begin to thin, and through these trunks you catch a glimpse of movement. Wagons swaying gently, flickering campfires casting unpredictable shadows, and dark silhouettes of frozen, weary people huddled beneath tattered cloaks for warmth. A low murmur rolls across the clearing, a tapestry of sounds punctuated by the low mutter of traders, heart-wrenching wails of tired children, and the rasping coughs of the sick. News of this place has travelled far and wide. The last hope before winter chains the mountain passes with its icy grasp. To some, it's a beacon of salvation, to others, a fool's errand fraught with peril. Yet the weary souls gathered here, it represents a flicker of hope on the far side of the looming titans, a chance to escape the long dark shadow cast by the ravages of war. Thick plumes of smoke rise vigorously from a great cook fire at the heart of this camp, filling the air with a rich, savoury aroma of a perpetual stew. Beyond the warmth of the fire, a striped pavilion stands like a sentinel proclaiming the dominance of the man rumoured to command this final crossing. His guards move purposefully between the wagons, their eyes sharp and vigilant, ever watchful for trouble, and judging each new arrival with an inscrutable gaze. Now, the scent of this smoke rolls through the air like a fog as you step into the sprawl of caravans, cartwheels, and weary eyes nestled against the looming shadows of the Titans. Dozens of wagons form crooked lanes through the trees, each wagon a world into itself. Some lacquered with fading noble crests, others lashed together from salvaged wood and stubborn hope. Everywhere there is motion. Children scurry between cook fires with dented pots. Mules snort and stamp at hitching posts, while drivers shout and slap reins. A vendor waves chipped cups of watered wine from atop a barrel, while two armoured mercenaries bicker nearby over who gets to sleep under the only intact awning. Somewhere, someone plays a reed pipe, a tune meant to calm, but the brittle sound is etched with anxiety. Autumn clings to this camp like dust. Leaves drift through the air in quiet rebellion, while the scent of dry earth and rotting apples hangs in the breeze. Yet despite the wind's chill, sweat glistens on every brow, tension rising with every rumour about the snow closing in and the passing ice is over. As you begin to walk through the forest towards this camp, you start to pick up fragments of conversation. I heard Augusto's planning to leave tomorrow before sunrise. Fool's march that is, the Titans don't care how much coin he's got. And then you hear another voice saying, still better than rotting here through the winter. A heavy lidded fire crackles at the edge of a wagon ring, where strangers, travellers like you, gather in cautious silence, sizing one another up. And we will go first to Komar. If you'd like to describe what your character looks like and feels like at this moment.
Komar is likely standing giant towards the side. She is a tan, rough, and tall woman, heavily scarred. Scars all along her face, her arms, whatever is visible on her from underneath a large green cloak. She has very short, dark brown hair that has small braids and animal teeth sort of weaved in, and she does not have the anxiety that these other people do. She is rather calm, though mainly annoyed by how many people there are, how many that she'll likely have to look out for and make sure that they don't end up dying through the process of this. Trying to size up those that are capable versus those that might be less likely to make it through the pass. Yeah.
Okay. So you are what some might say a solitary ranger. And you're from the shadowy forests of the south. Life among your clan was a suffocating maze of blood feuds and relentless disputes, each day marked by the weight of tradition and conflict. But in the search of freedom, you chose to walk away, embracing the wild as your true home. Now you roam the untamed trails with Master Augusto's caravan, a motley collection of travellers bound for distant lands. Your trusty bow, polished and ready, rests against your back, and your keen, observant eyes scan the horizon for any signs of trouble, making you an invaluable asset on the road. As the jingling of coins in your pockets propels you northward, you carry not just the weight of your quiver, but also the burden of a past you rarely speak of. The stories of your former life linger just beneath the surface, but you prefer to let the tracks you tread tell their own tale, while the silence of the forest guards your secrets, whispering only to those you choose to listen to. And as you look around, do you see many familiar faces, or are you a very guarded, distant person to most of these that are in this caravan?
She certainly noted the faces of people she's seen before, though very few words have been spoken between them. Names have entirely escaped her. She does not care to learn people's names most of the time.
Okay. Very aloof, I imagine.
Yes. Yeah.
And as we move on, we move to Magdala. As you approach, would you like to describe your character and what brings you to this caravan?
Magdala is also kind of a tall, stately woman. Also fairly scarred underneath her brownish red cloak and hood. She is very pale, however. She has, from what you can tell, pretty dark makeup around her eyes. Probably it's dirt, but very bright blue irises. They're kind of piercing almost. She is whittling on a bone, kind of almost absent-mindedly. It's almost like she needs something to do or to look like she's doing. She's got a very observant vibe about her too. She's feeling kind of energized, I think, more than anything. She's trying to appear like she doesn't care. You know, like she is just traveling with everyone else. She's listening. She's looking. She's remembering. She's not actively engaging anyone in conversation, but she's definitely there and she's present.
Okay. So you bear the air of someone who has been exiled for quite a while, who's left their home, once part of the Carvosti. You've walked the roads apart from your people, carrying whispers of the spirits and scars from an initiation that left you somehow marked and somewhat a little bit more wild. Your silence is usually heavy, you're always alert, but you always seem to listen to the voices beyond the crackling of the campfire. You always feel like you're drawing in information, even though you're very observant. When Augusto's caravan prepared to cross the Titans, you were somehow already there, a wanderer at the fringes, neither stranger to hardship nor blind to danger. The merchant saw someone who had a survivor's resolve, and that was enough to grant you a place. You would probably be one that would help others the most, even if you were very quiet. To other people, you were simply a drifter, maybe seeking escape or maybe money. But you know that you walk in steps with a deeper purpose. Spirits stirred when the caravan gathered, and you walk among them now in mountains where fate waits unseen. And much like Komar, do you feel that many people are known to you? Do you feel you are part of any group at all within this caravan, or are you very much on your own?
I feel like I'm not really known to a lot of them, but they're known to me just because of observation. Like, I didn't travel with them, but I've learned them and I've memorized their faces. They don't know me for anything, though.
Interesting. So you've picked up who might be useful to you and who might not be.
Mm-hmm. Who might have information, who might know stuff about the lands, all of that stuff. I'm cataloging it in my head.
Lovely. Fantastic. And finally, we move to Eniano. If you'd like to describe your character and what brings you to this caravan.
Presently, I have a vaguely feminine countenance, heavily cowled. It's hard to see me directly. I keep my head turned and my head low. And I'm neither too old nor too young, neither too beautiful nor too plain. And I keep to myself, though I do hang about near the barbarians, and I avoid the elves, should there be any. I have kept to myself for this great distance that I've traveled out of, I believe it's New Barandoria, and have, along the way, changed my countenance as it suited the company I kept. If I've had opportunity to reveal myself, or have discovered that I've been noted by any of the barbarians, I would have made contact with them, but I do not make a big show of anything and wish to be ignored.
Very interesting. Now, for you, the first memories you carry are not of joy or hearth, but of fire and blood and loss. You were only a child when your people were broken and scattered. When fear of the Queen's wrath drove you from your home, even then you learned that hatred could be sharper than any blade, and that some wounds would never heal. As you grew, it seemed fate had marked you as different, set apart from even those you called family. Whispers followed you, suspicion clung to you. You learned to bear it in silence, and you turned instead to knowledge, secrets buried in old text, powers best left untouched. Where others saw danger, you yourself saw opportunity. You have walked since then with mistrust in your heart, not for survival alone, but because betrayal runs deep in this world. There are some people you will never forgive, some rules you'll never bow to, and some debts you may see repaid. But in all of that, it's yours to carry. To those you travel with, you are simply another wanderer on the road, and more seeker of fortune than caravan on the caravan trail. What you see is not the whole of you, but it never probably will be. And as I've asked this question to the others, do you feel like you're on the outskirts of many of these fringe groups, or are you just a wanderer in between, trying to pick as much information as you possibly can?
I am on the outskirts, though I have made casual acquaintance, as I said, with anyone that I perceive as being from the tribes, only to assess who I might be able to rely on, if need be. Other than that, any information I'm gathering has more to do with that on the side of the royalty and what they may be involved in.
Interesting. Okay. Now, let's have a roll for everybody, shall we? Our first roll of the game. What I would like you to do is I would like everyone to give me cunning Now, it's just a presence to see, like a presence roll, just to see if you know each other, if you spotted each other. There's just going to be a straight difficulty of 10, so there's nothing I'm taking away from it. I'm nothing adding to it. So it's just a straight roll, rolling under whatever your cunning stat is.
Rolled a natural 20.
No.
Oh, no.
Rolled a natural 1.
So that is a critical. In this game, that is a critical success. A natural 1 is a critical success. A natural 20, unfortunately,
Let me
for
see if I
Komar
split
is
the
a
difference.
critical failure.
Not paying attention to that at all.
Nope, I got a 19.
19.
guys.
Wow.
I'm real serious about my job.
So let's embellish on this. So for Komar and for Eniano, in this moment, do you feel you are would you say you're completely oblivious to each other's existence in this caravan, in this encampment?
Either oblivious or only focused on it.
I think for Koma, she's already looked at them and passed over them. Like, they'll likely be fine. They are neither strong for me to depend on nor too weak to have to worry about. It's just like I've taken a look and completely forgotten of their existence.
You've made their measure. You've gone, and that's enough. Thank you very much. And for Eniano, you've seen Komar and gone, you're big, you're broad.
Ignored
That's probably all I need to know about
Not
you.
paying attention to me. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. I will make myself small and compact, and she won't notice me. The big lady will not notice me.
Right. Fait accompli.
Yes. And for Magdala, with your critical success there, I would say you have seen these two and have spotted them countless times. What do you feel in this moment with that success?
I think that I would maybe have detected with this critical success that possibly this one person has got a very similar kind of like aura about them, but they look a little different sometimes. And I'm not sure if it's actually the same person, but I feel like there's a familiarity that I am intrigued by. They're different enough. It's a different enough scenario where I'm feeling like there might be more there that I need to investigate. And the green cloaked large woman, she looks
I
like
think that's what you're going to be called, the green cloaked large woman.
Sorry.
No, it works. It's absolutely accurate.
The big lady in the green.
The big lady in the green. I think I can see her clocking everybody. And not a lot of these guys. They're mostly just trying to survive. But she is checking everybody out and measuring their abilities. And I find that interesting as well. And kind of want to stick around that.
Do you feel with your critical success there that Komar's ability to look and decipher people's usefulness, does Magdala feel or yourself feel that you are somehow, are you treating that with suspicion, or are you embracing that kind of like, oh, this person could be useful to me?
Useful, for sure. Suspicion with the other one.
You can, with Eniano, I believe you're probably like, you catch them around the camp enough times, you're thinking, I'm sure I've seen you, but it's that familiarity you can't quite grasp. You're like, I think I know you, I'm not sure I've seen you.
Out of the corner of my eye, I feel like it's this person that I just saw, but then when I look, it's not that person. So it's
always
weird.
on the periphery. Yeah.
You can never hold specific features in your mind.
Yeah, for sure. But
just
it
always
feels
someone
like
at the periphery in a cowl and a cloak. Yeah.
I've noted these two.
The notepad has come out and you've made the correct notes. So, by the flickering light of the largest fire, you catch sight of a broad-shouldered and imposing gentleman, his beard glistening with silver strands, with a hint of age and experience. He speaks in low tones to a quartermaster, who diligently counts wooden ration tokens for the furrowed brow. This is Master Augusto. His keen gaze sweeps across the camp, measuring both the worth and the vulnerabilities of those who remain. Nearby, a raucous cluster of hard-eyed caravan hands burst forth with a hearty laughter, their camaraderie palpable in the crisp air. This is Telk, Kayla, and Belen. All three of you probably would have come into contact with them, if not seen them around. They always hang together in a group, and you see with them a wiry man called Ludo lean against a weathered wagon, each boasting of their daunting past crossings. The Titans? Ha! I've faced blizzards, bandits, raids, and once navigated with a broken axle, Ludo declares, his voice rising above the crackling flames. 4 trips and still standing, mind you, he brags. And his companions respond with uproarious laughter and many backslapping episodes as his words drip with bravado. This infectious sound carries into the night, drawing curious glances from those nearby. You see they're quite a tight-knit group, and their sound of laughter makes people cautious to try and join in because they seem quite together. As the tales escalate into increasingly outlandish feats, each one trying to outlast the other under the watchful eye of the fire. So as you are all there, you watch this scene unfold, you watch the group laugh, and you see the master of the caravan talking to the quartermaster. So would anyone like to give me, let's have a look, let's have a vigilant roll just to see how much you notice and go from there.
Vigilant is my highest stat at 15, but I rolled a 17.
Oh, no.
I got an
I'm
8.
distracted by their laughing.
I got an 8 under 12.
Ooh.
I got a 19.
Ooh.
Over
19.
10.
Wow. Okay.
You guys need to stop paying attention to us and pay attention to them.
To them. So, Eniano, you got the best role. You're watching this group as they seem to be very confident, but you can tell as you listen to their stories, a lot of this is false. A lot of this is rubbish. It's bravado. You see a look in a couple of their eyes of some of the stories have some truth, but there's obviously more to it than that maybe they've lost comrades along the way, that now they just have this funny tale they tell, but they brush over a lot of the detail. For Magdala, and what was your roll, sorry? 19. You look down and you see that the pack you were carrying has been opened. And as you look inside, you can't tell what was taken, but you know someone has been in there while you've been distracted by this raucous storytelling. And for Komar, and your roll was 19?
It was a 17.
17, sorry, my mistake, 17. You are watching the fire, you're watching the stories, but as you turn, you glance, something dart in the darkness away. A couple of pairs of yellow eyes disappear into the distance. You're not sure what, you're not sure how long, but you see something skitter off into the darkness of the forest.
Did I get a sense of size?
Let's see. I think with that roll, you would probably guess something slightly bigger than a dog. But you just caught a faint shape and a distant yellow eye into the forest.
I would likely pad over to see if I can find any tracks.
Okay. If you wander over, you'll see, again, several paw prints on the edge of the forest line. Not getting too close, but far enough away that they were probably watching the tree line, watching what was going on. Maybe picking their moment, who can say? So as you sit round, are you joining the fireside? Are you looking for something to eat at this moment? What's everyone doing at this moment? What's everyone thinking?
I think I'm looking around at everybody else, noticing that something is missing from my pack, just to see if anyone looks like either they're trying to hide from me or hide in plain sight, if you know what I mean, like act overly busy.
So if you'd like to give me a cunning roll then with that, to see if you can spot anybody and piece anything together. Eniano, what are you doing at this moment?
I have filtered through the food line with other women of my approximate countenance. And I am thinking that the Bravado group is a good source of future potential distraction to allow some of us to get away.
Okay. Do you, at this moment, I would say that you have gathered up what is necessary for the food wagon. You have a handful of like wooden tokens that are used as kind of for your daily meal of bread or stew or something. So you happen to have had a handful of those ready. And Komar, as you've returned from the forest edge, what are your thoughts at this moment as you feel that something was watching the caravan at this moment in the evening?
I don't think her eyes have really peeled away from the forest line. She's been keeping an eye. But I think she's going to make her way over to either Master Augusto or whoever she might have communicated with before, of keeping other people aware.
Okay. As you begin, and what was your role, Magdala? What was your role there?
11 over 9.
So, from what you can tell, you're looking about. No one's really paying any attention to you. Everyone's in either their cups, they're eating, they're talking, or being kind of mesmerized by this group's bravado and storytelling and joining in or playing cards even. So you can't really tell with that role if anyone's looking suspicious, maybe not.
Is there any chance, since I was paying attention, that I may have noticed this nefarious kind of behavior within the crowd around me? That there are someone pilfering things?
If you would like to give me a roll for that, I will allow you to give me a roll for that. Go for it.
That's cunning also?
I would give you, go for it. Go for cunning.
That looks like a 6 under. I know it's going to be under because under 12.
12. Great. So as you've looked around this camp, you've seen Magdala look quite concerned to her pack. You can see the clues that someone has been light-fingered, and you see 2 small children, roughly about 8 to 10, disappearing, giggling to themselves as they've got themselves a little prize, a little token from somebody's backpack.
I'll move towards Magdala. I'll shuffle over there. Excuse me, lady. I think you may want to investigate the 2 rapscallions that have fitted off into the shadows there. They may have what you're looking for.
I do appreciate your watchful eye.
Of course,
Something
dear.
has gone missing. I'm sure of it.
I'm pretty sure they have what you've got missing.
Magdala will move in that direction that has been indicated, but as she leaves, she's going to look back at this woman one last time and get that weird vibe again.
Now, is Eniano still there, or have you just moved along?
I have turned away, so my back is to Magdala, and we'll shuffle back in towards the general milieu.
So at this moment, as Magdala turns around, you see a little bit of a cloak had disappeared. You can't quite tell where this person who you once were just chatting to moments ago has disappeared into the crowd. As Komar, as you're returning, you feel someone bump into you as you feel yourself like lurch forward, and you turn around and there's like a horse, like a caravan hand, and another person just like having a shoving contest, and you notice like it's over a crust of bread. Is there anything you would like to do?
They're shoving each other and one got shoved into me?
Yeah, you basically turn around as you're walking back, you feel yourself like lurch forward, and you turn around and this guy's like wriggling backwards after he's just been pushed, and you've happened to have caught the end of it.
Put a hand on the person's shoulder, a large hand on this person's shoulder, holding it rather tightly of who bumped into me. Do I see the loaf of bread that they're fighting over?
Yeah, the guy that pushed him has got it in his hand and looking quite triumphant.
Can I snatch it from him?
Interesting. If you would like to try, go for it. Yeah. Let's have a look. What shall we call this roll? I'm going to say, give me quick, and I will give you a -2 to that quick. So I'm deducting 2 from your roll.
3 minus 2 would then be 1. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Great.
No, I'm sorry. It's when I minus it, it's basically added. Yes, it's minus. It's making a roll more difficult. Is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay. So it's minus from my quick, not from the roll itself.
Yes. From the
my quick is
stat.
13.
Yes.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, so you are like lightning, and before this guy has any, he's still looking triumphant, holding up his hand is empty as he's like, "Ha ha!" You're like, you have the bread in your hand.
I'm going to
as you've swiped
split
it quickly
in
from
half,
him.
shove it into one guy's chest, shove it into the other guy's chest, and just wait to see if they start talking back.
They sort of look at each other, look at the bread, then look at you, and there's like this second of recognition of like, well, and one looks at the other and just like, yeah, and don't let that happen again. And they sort of like look at each other like really nervously and go, well, and then look at you and just go, good night, and then just disperse, because they're like, one's confused and the other one's like, shit, this big woman's come and just took my bread off me. I don't know what to do. And they look at each other like, okay, and they just go their separate ways as you kind of
Wise.
dispersed. So at this moment then, go on.
Just taking a breath of drama, turning back on the mission to try and find who I need to speak to, or who I can inform of what I saw.
So at this moment, as the laughter and that dies down, you see Master Augusto walks into the center of the camp. Stands there, and his cloak is very heavy with like rain. He's looking a little bit cold, but looks like he wants to talk. He wants to say something. And he starts to speak about what's going to happen the next day, how people have to get their effects together. There'll be no wandering past the camp line this evening, because some people tend to. They'll go off and maybe they'll forage or anything. He's like, we must stay within the camp. We must be vigilant. We must make sure we are ready to move first light. The wind has changed. The storms are rolling in. Winter is coming faster than we anticipated. We will probably have rain. Things will become more difficult. Now, would everyone like to give me a vigilant roll to see what they might gain from looking at this man?
6.
2.
It's 2. And Magdala?
12. Over
12. 10. Is that over 10? Okay. So for Magdala, you believe he's speaking with confidence, he's speaking with concern, he's being like, everyone must be prepared. For Eniano and Komar, as he's talking, you get the tone and as he's speaking that there's fear behind his voice. He's concerned about the journey. He's concerned about the people he may lose on the way and might not make it through the night. As you've heard coughs and the groans of maybe people that are sick or picked up at various illnesses on the journey. So you can tell, even though he's trying to mask it with his merchant's bravado, you can tell there's an undertone of fear in his voice. And at this moment, what are you both thinking as you take in his words and understand that there's that fear behind his voice?
Like an immediate note of losing respect, of if you are a leader, you don't show fear. And she understands that he is trying, but he needs to do better. And she, at least, though she has seen those that are sick and knows that there are going to be people that don't make it, that is life. And this will be a hard journey. And so I think she's questioning whether he believes he will make it to a degree.
Interesting. And Eniano, what are your thoughts at this moment?
Eniano knows this was going to be a difficult journey. Everyone knows that making this trip over is hard, especially this time of year, and that we've been at risk. But Eniano's a survivor and is great. I'm always grateful when others worry about themselves, because again, it allows me to remain unnoticed. And I'm just keeping tabs on which wagons are the supplies, who should I stay away from, who should I stay near, what is my escape plan if I need it, which horses look healthiest or whatever. But the understanding, I know that this individual feels responsible for the lot and is no doubt already regretting from their own experience the losses that they're going to incur, and Eniano is not going to be one of them.
Very good. Interesting. Thoughts from everybody here. So after this conversation, you see he walks back to his pavilion, swish of the cape, his guards kind of falling behind him. You hear like the muttering of the people that are left after his speech, and you see that the camp has grown a little bit restless. And you see a new bunch of people that have arrived in the morning to this caravan. And they're starting to shift towards the pavilion. A loose line is starting to form outside, and there's people there who clutching like maybe a pouch of coins. There's a few people with scraps of paper or nothing at all in their hands, but just a look of worry on their faces. As you see ahead of this line, there's two guards. One, a scarred veteran. He has like a very broken nose and his scar going from the top of his forehead across his face down to his cheek. That maybe an axe or something maybe would have been put there at some point, but he seems to be, as a veteran would, kind of taking in line, waving people forward. And there's another one who's slightly younger, probably in his 20s, who's quite new to the guarding game and is looking a little bit nervous as he also keeps this line moving. Now, the air is kind of thick with this scent of like boiled roots and whatever people have scavenged for this stew as you kind of walk amongst the camp, and you see like where the quartermaster's wagon is. As I said before, this like perpetual stew that's just continued being stirred and made as we've continued. Some of you, it might give off a slightly unpleasant stink if you've got that kind of keen nose. It'll do, but it's not the finest of food. As you see little hunks of meat float to the top, there's stuff there's things that have been put in there that you can't, like a nondescript, but you just know that this kind of this is the caravan stew that people kind of partake in.
The sweet in the scent is not the sweet you want in your savory.
Exactly. There's probably, some of you may suspect that there might be this reason why some people might have gotten sick in this caravan. This continuous eating of this stuff may have, for the weaker constitution, may not have helped along the way. So as you move closer are you moving about the camp? What are you all doing at this moment? You see this line start to form.
Again, the line is forming to prepare to leave?
No, they're lining to go to speak with Master Augusto. These are new people that have joined this morning, so they obviously have to pay their way or at least introduce themselves, or some of them have paper that needs to be delivered to him as well.
I'm going to try to find Magdala and see if they were able to retrieve what they lost.
Okay. Magdala, what are you doing at this moment?
I think I might be occasionally, and maybe at this moment, was going through my pack again, trying to figure out what it might have been that they either took or put in there. I don't know. Wondering if it was important, being a little concerned. I'm kind of probably preoccupied with that at the moment.
And Komar, what are you doing at this moment? Did you see people start to form a line to Master Augusto's pavilion?
Komar's walking to the front of the line to talk to the guard.
Okay. You start to hear With that, then, as you start to walk along the line, you start to hear conversations pick up as, I've paid already. My family's place is secured, so we should be fine. And then you hear someone else go, well, we'll just have to work for the rations if we have to. I can cut some timber. You can shoe a horse. I think we'll figure it out between ourselves. And then you hear someone else go, no coin. You best have strong arms and no fear of frost, because otherwise the bite will get you, as they kind of talk amongst themselves. We'll go back to Magdala then. As you look in your pack, you're noticing like maybe some small trinket that you probably carried with you's gone. Something that's maybe you took, that you carried with you for a period of time, but nothing super important nor super, that you go, oh, okay, well, I've missed it, but it's nothing that you can't possibly remake or replace. So as you see, again, a strange cloaked figure approach you.
Any luck?
No, I believe what it is was just an inconsequential trinket, but it doesn't make me feel any better that somebody has gone in and taken a thing from me.
Well, consider perhaps for the purpose of this terrible journey that we have to endure, that the children may appreciate a distraction. So if it's a mere bauble, not to make any assumptions, but maybe it's good for them to have something to entertain them on such a journey.
It's reasonable to assume. I mean, it's a difficult journey for sure. Any distraction would be useful, and in fact, I may produce another one. If you find out who it is, though, I would appreciate any kind of information. Not that I would do anything, but I have some thoughts.
I just think they were children of a certain age, maybe 8 winters or 9, but I didn't get a very good look at them. I just happened to notice them scurrying away about the time that I also noticed your pack was open nearby, their point of departure.
Well, as I've said before, I very much appreciate your vigilance. I too am hoping not to miss things out in the world. Unfortunately, I have missed this, and I feel that I have done myself a disservice.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. There's a lot going on, and much to think about in the days ahead as we worry about our own concerns of the unforeseen travel. But it's good that we look out for each other, don't you agree?
I do. I do feel like it is good to have friends here.
I agree, and I have none, but I would consider you a friend if you would allow it. I'm not one who can offer much in the way of survival, as it were, as you can imagine. I just merely wish to get to the destination. But if nothing else, I may provide companionship and conversation should you get bored, at least to keep an eye on your pack, so it should stay closed when you intended to do so.
Very much appreciate that, and I will do the same for you.
Thank you.
And when she says that, she kind of looks you up and down and is trying to place, I think. You can see her kind of trying to like remember something or place something that she might have observed before.
I think there's actually a role involved in this. It may be quite easy to see through my ruse because this ability that I'm living by is a vigilant versus discreet, or however you say it. My discreet, your vigilant.
Yeah. So if you do that, then your vigilance against your discreet. So what's your discreet, Eniano?
My base score is 11.
11. So
does that mean that Magdala would have to roll under 11?
Yes.
So, okay, my vigilant doesn't.
Or yeah, how does
so
that
what's your
work?
vigilant then? So
My
hang on, let's get this right. So
10.
what's your vigilant? 10. Yours is 11. So it would be minus. So you have to roll under 9.
Okay.
Because your vigilant is 11. So that's classified as a -1 against your vigilant score, which is, was it, sorry, 10?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yes, you have
mine's
to roll
one
under a
better,
9 then.
It takes away the 1.
Yeah, so it takes the way away from yours.
Okay.
It's a new system, guys. We're learning it. It's great.
We're learning.
I am wondering,
It's very cool.
I am wondering if it's because my vigilance is higher, if it's an automatic success, because it is like an ongoing deception.
Well, we can for this. Well, what we'll say then for this moment, because it's brand new, and we'll figure this out afterwards. But I think for that moment you're looking at, this deception is success. You're fine. You don't suspect anything. You just see. What does she see? What does Magdala see at this moment? Looking at Eniano.
I'm not really good. I'm not really good at what I'm trying to do. I'm just generally good at it. So the thing that's really off-putting for Magdala is that you can't land on features, and I don't let you get a good look because I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm very, like fidgety. Yeah, and always adjusting my scarf and and things like that because a full-on look would be like Bigfoot. I'd be blurry. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's not like blue eyes and high cheekbones and a narrow chin. It's like an approximation of someone else. Yeah.
And that might be
And
why
what you're seeing is this person just go on. Yeah.
That might be why she finds your countenance sort of familiar, is because, like when you have someone that's standing next to you and has stood next to you before, you kind of get like their posture maybe a little bit, and the space they take up feels familiar. That's, I think, what she's starting to notice. But she wants to remember her new friend's face next time. So she's kind of just trying to, because she knows you've looked different before, kind of. If
I will say, but you do notice, you do pick up this person is very twitchy, there's lots of movements to try and sort of like you say, like Ty said, the cowl, like, oh, my face, and lots of weird movements that on closer inspection are like, that's slightly unusual. That's not normal, but fair. I'll let it go this time.
Those are the people I want to befriend too. The marginal people. They're the ones that know stuff. That's what I think anyway.
If you know too well where we stand, it's probably with the man.
So as we drift over to Komar, then you are walking ahead of this line with purpose and conviction and somewhat confidence. I would say that as you're walking up this line, you see that the group of the 4 veterans, the Telt, Keller, Bellin, and Ludo, are all kind of laughing with a drink in hand and swaggering up to this line as well, telling more stories. But as you notice off to your side, you see a small group huddled there with an old man wrapped in like a patched woolen cloak. And you can see that he's got a few kids at his feet as he's telling a story. You see his face is lined with years of sorrow. Despite the hardship, you can hear his voice soft and steady, telling the children his tales of the South. And as you catch this conversation, you hear that he stares into the little fire nearby, and his hands slightly tremble as he goes, there was a river as wide as 10 wagons, running clear and fast. We fished it all day, carp, pike, and even salmon in the right season. Children swam in its shallows, while women washed linen and men pulled water wheels that ground the grain. The river gave us life. Then one year it ran black, and the fish floated belly up. After that, we never drank from it again, but we never knew why. As he continues to tell this story, as these children are kind of in awe as he holds their attention. You know this man as Corin. You've seen him about camp. He's a kindly old gentleman, and his words carry both comfort and grief at times. You've seen him going around and comforting people who've lost loved ones, and you see with his camp storyteller, he kind of weaves little tales as you walk past him. So at this moment, what are your thoughts as you see this old man? Do you recognize him? Do you pay him much attention, or are you walking with purpose?
She's definitely seen him around before, but I think this is one of the first times that she's had a chance to listen into what he's saying. And I think it reminds her of where she grew up, there was not a lot of written note of history. It was all orally told. And so I think for a moment she's kind of taken back to when she was a child and she was being told these stories of warning, of avoiding the Ambrians, of being careful, of knowing that there is danger around every corner, just those stories. And there is a mix of emotion that she feels that isn't comfortable. And because it isn't comfortable, it is instantly shoved to the side and in place of this goal that she has, which is to get to the guard. And so it's a split second of that.
Do you feel like you've stood there long enough at this, as he's at this story he's told? Do you feel you've lingered a little bit too long?
I think that she lingered more than usual, but I don't think it would be noted as too long.
Okay. I think at this moment, as he looks up, he kind of catches your eye and he gives you like a little warm smile before you wander off to this. And again, you pass the boisterous group as you hear one called Telk puffing his chest out, saying, "It's another crossing for me and still not eaten. The luck is with me." Well, not fully anyway. As you see, he like waves his foot around that's kind of been, you can tell his boots heavily frosted, so you may have think like, okay, maybe he's probably lost a toe or two to frostbite, but he's like, still not eating, I'm still good, me, don't you worry. And you see the one called Ludo, who's the tall warrior man, waves a bottle and he catches your eye and he says, "Just smile and say you'll guard his fat ass with your life. Worked for me last time anyway." As he's like kind of drinking this bottle of liquor, hoping that, I don't know, he'll make you, he's just in his bravado. What do you do at this moment? He's like, "Hey," waving the bottle at you.
I think that she finds the bravado absolutely useless because bravado is not what keeps you alive. Clearly, if some of these stories, or at least part of them, are true, then they have some sort of survival instinct within them. But the fact that they're flaunting it around means so little to her that I think it's entirely ignored, if not met with the smallest eye roll.
And you hear another story, and you go, and you... Do you remember the other one we had, the other crossing we had? Poor Halvan drank river water. Oh, that was disgusting. Shit himself right off a cliff, that man. Couldn't believe it. And they're sort of like going, "Oh my God, oh." And he goes, and you see Bellin, you know, he sort of starts, you see he's like sharpening and he's cutting like a little piece of wood. And he goes, "Still better odds than sticking around down south. At least up here, if something kills you, at least earns it." They're like, "Oh," and they start laughing and all that. As you start to wander off, you hear Ludo lift his wineskin towards you and go, "Good luck to you when you go into the tent. Hopefully you'll pass the test."
Which I don't think it's met with much other than like the vertical nod up towards him.
You're giving him the chin.
Yeah. Well, like a sort of like a U2 sort of thing.
Yeah, like okay. Because he's very much like, "Oh God, she doesn't really talkative, is she? Doesn't say much, doesn't give much. Fucking jeez." She's trying to get to know some people, and she's a really tough. And you hear the other one put his arm around, and he's like, "She's a tough one to crack, but you don't worry, don't take it to heart." And he's like, "I'm just trying to have a good time, all right? Just trying to have a good time. It's bad enough here."
It's like the wildling
Give
guy.
An existential crisis.
The wildling guy's trying to like get in with Brianna Tarth.
Yeah, just the big woman. She's still here. No, it's not even that. He's just like, "Hey, just join in the frivolity, being jovial." And she's stone faced, walk past, and he's like, "Oh God, you can't win." So as you approach, you see people coming out of the tent, all very sort of looking either pleased or slightly, relieved, crestfallen for whatever they've asked for. You see the veteran with the scar spots you. And he sort of gives you a once up and down. He's like, "Oh yeah, what brings you here then?"
She'll give a respectful nod and say, Either I can talk to him or you can pass on a message. There's some activity around the side of the forest line. Saw something larger than a dog, perhaps a wolf, gleaming eyes. Just something to keep an eye on. Something to watch out for.
Okay. You see as this like short, fat man goes to walk in. He's like, whoa, stop you, hang on. And he just turns around and goes into the tent. You hear him mutter something. And he comes back out and he goes, right, he'll see you. And he opens the tent for you. As the other person, I beg your pardon, I was next. And you see this, not now. He's like, I object.
Object
I
all
was
you
next.
want.
Who is this woman? She's like, important business. Just cool it. Just calm down. I've waited in line for an hour.
You can wait for 1 more minute.
This is an outrage. And you see he storms off.
He storms out of the line?
Yeah. He's like, I've had enough of this. And leaves. So as you, and at this moment, there's wolves. He's too outraged to die. As we'll go back to you two then before we go back into what are you guys doing at this moment? Are you still together? Have you departed? Do you see this line? What are your plans? What are you up to?
We don't need to get in the line, do we? We've already been through the line?
Not if you don't want to.
I don't know.
I don't know. Have you? That's up to you. If you like, do you think you've been in this queue to meet this man face to face?
My intention is not to meet him face to face. My intention is to just be a straggler that's
I would assume you have seen this line many times and you have balked at it every single time and gone, no thank you, and somehow always avoided it. There's maybe 1 or 2 guards that have cleared up. Some people gone, oh, I've not seen you in the queue. Go on, join the queue. But you've always managed to dodge this because of, your unique talents, shall we say. And for Magdala, do you think you may have been in this queue? Do you think you've yet to join it? Or do you feel that you've been in his presence to grant you passage?
I feel like I've been in this queue, but I have done my best to, just much like Eniano, I've been really nondescript. I'm just going from point A to point B, and so I think that's really what I conveyed, and there's nothing to see here. I'll just be moving along with everybody. So I'm pretty sure I've been through this line.
Okay. So as you are around that, you see Corin that Komar would have seen earlier. You see his little party of children, and you recognize maybe a couple of them that had walked away previously, sat there, listening to stories, playing with this interesting, like, beaded bracelet that you may recognize.
Noted.
So as we move back inside, so as you step inside, Komar, you get a wave of like fragrant oils and earthly scents as this damp fur smell as you walk in. Everything's like the floor's lined with furs and rugs and all sorts. It's quite a warm place, very much musty. An interesting musk smell from inside. Curtin asked me that feels both. It feels sort of soothing but mysterious at the same time. You see, as you look in, you see behind the desk the Augusto sat there, a very rotund fellow in his 50s with his grey beard, sat there peering over these ledgers and these journals and some maps. There's a flickering brazier nearby, casting shadows that dance around the inside of this pavilion. You feel like he has a hold on some things, but after his speech, you think that certain things are starting to slip away from him. His confidence probably wasn't what it was when you first met him, like weeks ago or months ago. How long do you think you've been with this caravan? Do you think it's been weeks, months, or not that long?
I think weeks.
Weeks.
I think it's been a few weeks.
Okay. Yeah, so you can tell from like maybe a 6-week period that his confidence has waned over that time. And to this point now where he's just muttering to himself over these journals and ledgers, and he looks up and he's just like, yes, what is it? What is it?
What's the matter?
What? No, it's just nothing. The guard said something about eyes in the darkness. What do you want?
Forest line, I saw something move. There were yellow eyes, something a bit larger than a dog, perhaps a wolf. I've been keeping an eye on it. I'll continue to keep an eye on it. I wanted to make someone else aware.
Right. It's not like goblins or elves or anything like that.
Possibly goblins. It looked like paws when I looked in the mud.
You see him lean back in his chair. As he leans back, you feel his chair, which is quite ornate and for what it is out in this part of the wilderness, has probably been carried with him for quite some time. It creaks under his weight, and he's like, I have heard some stories recently, but I'm not sure.
Enlighten me.
Shapeshifters. You ever heard of them?
Bit.
Well, wolves, goblins, even other people, they kind of, that sort of thing. I'm just worried that maybe some might have infiltrated the camp. I can't be sure. But the yellow eyes things, do you think that could be them? Possibly testing our boundaries? Or could it even be wild animals? I know there's jacars and all sorts of other nasty business out there.
I'm more inclined to believe wild animals than shapeshifters, but I don't know, you've traveled this more than I have.
Yes. You see him sort of look off into the distance, kind of like concerned. We need hunters. We need fighters.
Many times.
Of course I have. Of course. I
And
mean,
what does this concern? You are scared.
Yes. I am the master of this caravan. I am not afraid. I am planning the next step of this journey.
And you really believe that?
I mean, can't you see my ledgers and maps here? This is important business. I have to find the right route to get these people across these mountains. The Queen demands it.
That you aren't scared. If I could see it, how many others do you believe could?
I am not afraid of the weather. I am not afraid of these mountains. I am assured that the Baron has the pass secured and we will cross it safely. I have a guarantee.
Can I roll something to see if he genuinely believes that?
You can indeed. What are you going to go for? Let's see. What would it? You could roll cunning. You could roll.
I feel like cunning is the one that makes the most sense, even though vigilant is the one I'm the best in.
I mean, I'll let you choose between cunning and vigilant and see what you want to roll.
If you'll let me choose, I'll choose vigilant.
Okay, choose vigilant. And at this moment, I will. What's your vigilant score?
15.
15. I will take 2 off that for your vigilant because he feels offended that you called him out like this in his shot.
That's
like,
fair.
How dare you? I am the master of this wagon.
I rolled a 12, which I believe is a 1 under.
Okay. Yes, you just scraped it. Very good. So he's like, looks around. And so what were you trying to glean from this roll? Are you trying to see if he's actually believes what he's saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So from that roll, you can tell, like, he probably hasn't heard from the Baron for weeks. And you obviously know this as Baron Topal, who is a noble who has been kind of... His job is to secure the pass from anything and everyone, to make sure there's a safe crossing into the new lands from the Queen. You know this man, you've worked for him before. The fact that he hasn't spoken to Augusto in weeks obviously is quite concerning. And he is kind of feels like, he's assured me, and he hasn't. You probably can tell that he's not spoken to him for a while. And the fact that he's kind of out here at the foot of these mountains on his own with no royal backup to speak of. The Queen's, her panzers are on the other side of the mountains. He was assured that the mountain pass would be secured for him to cross quite pleasantly, like if it was no bother. And now he's like, I don't know shit. I'm not sure of anything anymore. Now you've come to me and told there's weird stuff in the forest at our edge. So to the back of me, as we're traveling in the morning, I don't know what's ahead of me. And now you're telling me something's there. So now he's kind of like flustered and he's incredibly concerned.
You haven't spoken to the Baron. I can see why you would be concerned.
Listen, I don't know who you think you are coming in here giving these kind of broad sweeping statements, but I can assure you that me and the Baron are very close and we have correspondence regularly.
The only
and
allies
he has,
you have are the ones that are within this camp. Read us like it, and we might get somewhere.
You see he leans back in his chair and he's like, okay, you're useful. I've seen you what you can do. I've seen you around the camp. I'll let you into my confidence. This goes no further. Our supplies are low. We don't have much water. And it's probably been 2 weeks since I last spoke to the Baron. I'm not sure this ragtag group of ne'er-do-wells and whatever the hell else I've got out there will make it. I'll probably lose half of them by the morning. And now you bring this to me with the yellow eyes, and I've got concerns of shapeshifters and all sorts of other nonsense. There's barbarians sniffing around or God knows where. No disrespect. But, I mean, good Lord. I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, and he sort of puts his head in his hand. You see his hand like tremble towards like a goblet of wine. He's just very stressed.
First and foremost, people will die. That is the fact of life. If you are worried they will be your own, I'm sure you'll see them again at some point yourself. Hopefully not on this trip. We'll keep it that way. We're leaving
So
tomorrow?
what do you suggest? Yes, first light. I've made sure that, well, as you heard me out there, I've told everybody they should be ready to go by first light, and we'll be moving on into the mountains. I don't know which route through the mountains is my only problem. I was assured I would be told I'd be given a route, and that courier has not arrived. Therefore, we are, unfortunately, going into the mountains blind.
Which route have you taken more often?
Which route have I taken more often, she asks. Of course, what route now? The route that I've taken more often is the one that I think will still be there, and I have the utmost confidence that we will be over the mountains by noon and well into the Queen's New Realm by the second day without a problem at all.
I think she just stares at him.
He's just like then looking at her going like, yes. 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 Anything else? I mean, do you know a route that might be good through the mountains? I mean, your people are trackers and hunters of the sort, and I'm sure that could be a boon to our journey. Yes.
Keep with the plan that you have. If you are concerned about people attacking, barbarians or otherwise, there are other strong individuals I have seen within this camp. I'm sure you could request their aid. I'm unsure how many guards you have at your disposal.
10.
10. Okay. Definitely ask for some assistance.
Well, I say 10. I have 10 good ones. The others are paid, and he looks over at what is essentially his, like, chest full of coin, are paid, and he kind of opens it slightly, and you can see it's slightly, you can start to see the bottom of this chest. This, like, chest with, like, purple velvet in, and the rest will get their pay within whence I speak to the Baron and we are across the mountains. I am guaranteed. And you know that some of the sorts that you've probably seen employed by him are cutthroats, bandits, those types that he's just gone, want to work for me? Want a job?
This guy's
I got some
so
money.
gonna die. This guy's so gonna get killed by some bandits that don't get coin. Oh.
And he's just like, yep. I mean, listen, I only tell you this because you have a nose for danger and investigation, and I feel I need an ally right now. And I think you will try and keep people in line because you're one of the good ones. You see that his whole facade is just crumbling before you. He's just like, shit, I've been found out. There's nothing I can do. I just got to come clean and be like, this is a complete shit show and I don't really know what to do anymore.
Don't let other people know this. It'll incite panic. That is the last thing we need.
Right. I didn't want to tell anybody, but the stew's probably got to go as well. I think that's making people sick.
Definitely.
Yeah. I did say, but Valeka, who you know is the quartermaster, this big, rough-looking lady, she doesn't really want to give it up. It's kind of, she calls it her life's work, and it's kind of what's going to get us through it. And I think it's probably done more damage than good, but it's our kind of only form of sustenance at the moment.
Okay. Are there other hunters?
Well, now, here's a job for you. Gather up who you can, and there's some, and he jangles the box, and there'll be some money in it for you to get us across the mountains safely.
If we successfully do this, when we successfully do this,
Yes.
you will put a good word in for me to whoever.
Of course. I mean, let's say we're on the same wavelength here. Why would I need to put in a good word for you, pray tell?
Word of mouth recommendation tends to get further than waltzing up and asking. If you know of the good deeds I'm able to do, make others aware, perhaps they'll hire me more.
And to hire you would mean you're further away from a place like this, running away from something, are we?
I don't think that's any of your business.
No, it probably isn't. But you gotta try in times like this. You give me something, I give you something, and you know how this game works.
I think I'm giving you plenty.
You're quite dangerous, aren't you?
I hope you don't have to find out.
Yes, well, there'll be none of that. Anyway, I've got papers and maps to look at and routes to plan, so I shall bid you good evening and get to it. Yes, gather me some hunters and stuff.
Right. And she'll leave. Oh, what have I gotten myself
Excellent.
into?
And at this
Captaincy,
moment,
I think.
yeah, I mean, you may well be running this caravan by the end of this.
Might as well at this point.
So we'll go back over to Magdala and Eniano. Are you guys still together, or have you dispersed at this point as you spot Komar coming out from the pavilion?
I don't want to be clingy, but I'm not going to walk away unless Magdala indicates that you have something else that you need to take care of in private or with other people.
No, I think Magdala was gonna, once she saw the familiar bracelet that one of the small rapscallions have, she will begin working on whittling down a couple of bones she happens to have in her bag with the purpose of creating a new piece that is going to be given later. So she's kind of just sitting there crafting right now, and crafting and watching.
On your appearance, so I know. Who am I looking at? Like
human, large, tall but thin, I think. Pale. She's got some scarring underneath her cloak that is not for show. I mean, it's kind of a deep cloak, and I think if you're interacting with her a little bit, you'll see a couple of little tiny bones sticking out from what might be a headband of sorts inside. She'll let you see that.
Interesting. So as you're waiting there, you again see the group of small children. You see Corin, and you happen to hear another one of his stories. And you hear his voice is low again, and he's trying to keep these kids that are starting to fidget and start to like want to sort of move about. And he's like, I was a boy when the orchards bloomed. There was rows and rows of apple trees, heavy with fruit, bending so low we had to prop up the branches with sticks. At harvest, the air was thick with sweetness. You could smell it for miles. We would sit on the walls and eat under until our bellies hurt. Oh, what a time. That was before the blight, of course, before the trees turned black and hollow, and now, when I close my eyes, I can still taste those apples, but only in my dreams. As his story starts to trail off as you wander away. Do you at all stop and wait for Komar or talk to this person as she comes marching out of the tent looking slightly concerned? Or do you look concerned? That's not for me to say. Or are you looking slightly kind of like, what have I got myself into?
I think it's definitely that expression of like a tad of exasperation as her eyes, a bit quicker than they were before when she was like scanning for people, she is now looking for people that she already had measured up and sized up.
Honestly, don't notice.
Oh, okay. And Magdala, do you notice Komar appear walking away?
Yeah, I think so. As I'm whittling, I think I've always kind of got my eye on like the leaders of the caravan as well and what they might be up to. So I might be watching, having an eye on the tent anyway, and its comings and goings.
Do you approach or do you stay where you are?
Don't know that I approach, but I'm gonna watch where she goes.
Okay.
And
where is Komar going at this moment? Yeah, sorry, go on.
If she goes out of sight, I will get up and follow her.
And where does Komar go at this moment?
You said that the group of people that were laughing and jeering and being boisterous in general, those are not fighters, or are they?
You could tell, well, as you're walking back, you again see them again. This time, having a fun game of knife throwing, as they have somehow have accumulated a couple of wineskins. You all feel like the air is cooler, the temperature has dropped as you start to see stars above you in the night sky through the mist and the backdrop of the Titans, these mountains. And you hear this like thunk of the throwing knives as they're just, quite happily drinking, telling more stories, throwing these knives. They're handy with what tools they have. You probably think maybe somewhere along the line they can handle themselves if they were needed to with their jobs as like caravan workers, bandits and the such. They could probably handle a sword or a bow if needed.
They're loud though is the issue. I don't think Koma trusts that if she were to tell them anything, that they'd be able to keep it to themselves.
Well, not in this state, maybe.
It's true. Maybe she will start approaching in the morning. I think she'll spend the evening walking around.
Okay. As you're walking,
was he asking me to do this tonight?
Well, he's like, whenever you can. But as you're walking, give me a discreet.
Okay.
What's your discreet score?
11.
Okay. I'm going to take 1 off that.
10.
Yep.
50-50.
Roll under a 10, please.
Oh, I got an 11.
So, as you're walking away, the tall warrior man Ludo spots you and he's like, hey, there she is, and raises like a wineskin to you.
I'll approach.
Well, he holds out the wineskin to you like, go on, do you want some? It's quite good.
I think it's important that I keep a straight head right now, but I appreciate the offer.
You passed the test then?
Test?
Well, you go in there, he asks you, what can you do for me? You tell him what you're capable of. He kind of goes, sure, and gives you a job or makes you like one of these pricks and points to one of the caravan guards, one of these guys, and that's it, kind of thing. So you come out, you don't look upset, so I assume that you passed the test.
I did.
So a cause for celebration. Isn't that right, gents? And you're like, woo! And a thunk as another knife goes into like the floor, not the target that they put up, but into the floor as these knives are getting a bit more haphazard as they're like, whee!
I fear by the end of the night, one of your fingers will be missing. And she's just going to be staring at the knives.
Don't worry, we've done it before. It's fine. We're pretty good at this stuff, ain't we, boys? And you hear like a throw, but you don't hear a thunk, and he's just thrown it into the darkness, and you're like, oh shit, probably, yeah. Well, maybe he's off on the wine, lads, right? Maybe just They're like, oh yeah, we'll get it in the morning. It'll be fine.
Well, enjoy your celebration of whatever you're celebrating.
Life, of course. Being alive, surviving another journey. This is my 5th time. Bellin, that's his 2nd. Keller's 4th. We're kind of, we know these mountains. Don't you worry. We'll be fine.
What path have you taken the most?
And he describes this intricate winding path through the mountains that you can tell, like, oh, okay, so you kind of you know more than that guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, then this, and then we broke an axle here, so we had to get some timber and repair it, and then we went over we passed a small river that wound, I had like a dog leg, right, and then we went across that way, and then we camped here, and he's describing like places, and you're like, oh, okay, so he's not just full of shit.
Yeah.
He's like, wow,
yeah,
okay,
that's nice.
this guy knows. It's like, well, we've kind of driven wagons back and forth before the war and all that kind of stuff, but we kind of know our way. I mean, I assume that's the way Augusto's taken anyway.
I assume so. Have you ever made a trip this late?
Looks over at Ludo. Well, have we? I mean, not this close to winter. No way. Usually this time we're either over there or we're planning for the spring. We don't tend to travel this deep into the winter time. It's too risky. There's all sorts of nasties about.
Like shapeshifters?
Well, I mean, he leans in and is like, it's a fucking fairy tale. Shapeshifters, who does that? Ridiculous. Elves? Yeah, you got to be worried about them. Goblins? Sure. Ogres? Fucking hell. No way. Trolls? No thank you. Shapeshifters? Might as well believe. It's just make believe. It's made up. I've never met one. Never seen one. Wouldn't know what one looks like. So, unless I see it with my own 2 blue eyes, And you can tell he's got brown eyes. I won't believe it.
Yeah, I've never seen one myself either. Just heard of them.
I mean, you're not a shapeshifter, are you?
I don't know, am I? I'm get
Sort of looks
really
at you
close.
like closely. I don't know. It's not something a shapeshifter would say. I don't know. It's hard to tell. He's like, no, I think, I mean, it's ridiculous anyway. Who does that? I mean, come on now. That's silly. He just looks over at the kids like, that's something they believe. They don't exist. But yeah, I mean, like, wolves, spores, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I've seen tons of them. No problem.
What was your name again?
Oh, mine's Telk. Nice to meet you. Telk,
Komar.
Ludo, there's Bellin, Komar. Oh, fucking hell, lads, we got a name. Komar, great. Nice to meet you. Well, if you need anything from us, then, you know where to find us. We'll probably be over that way. And he points kind of off into like a little group of wagons and stuff. We'll be over there somewhere. If you can't find us, listen for us, because, we're always enjoying ourselves, or as much as we possibly can.
I know where to find
Do you run with anybody, or are you kind of on your own? What's the score here?
I am on my own. I'm with this caravan at a minimum.
Right. Oh, well, say no more. Say no more. Everyone's here for a reason. I don't want to pry and, potential shapeshifter business that we don't know who we're talking to. So we'll leave it at that.
All right.
But have a good evening. Oh, hang on. And you see he looks over. He's like, oh, eyes up, look about. Here comes Magdala and her thugs. And you see coming from round by the pavilion, you see this tall, really like emaciated looking woman with long sort of scraggly hair. She's like really broken nose. And you see a couple of the people behind her. You can tell if they are probably the paid guards in air quotes. And at this moment, with Magdala and Eniano, you see this group of 3 or 4 emerge with like cudgels in their hands. So you see everybody, like the sort of atmosphere of laughter and that sort of dies down as there seems to be like a tension in the air as you feel that there could be trouble. You see these guards walking around in their like leather armor and their sort of marked and battle-worn faces walk around. You see the crunch of heavy boots against the frost as they're making their way through the scanning around for people. One guard, this sort of like broad-shouldered man, just jabs the butt of his cudgel into a satchel, like laying nearby. And, you see someone else, one of the others, like scowl at this young girl. And he sort of snatches a little small trinket box from her. And he's like, right, what we got here then? Okay, interesting. And then empties it into his sack. Go on.
Some of my abilities say that I can't, so I have a bend will ability. It says that the target can only take one action. What is the action economy here?
The action economy is, let me see. So you can have a movement action or a combat action. That's what you can either, your action is to move or to do something as your action. So you see him as he's like emptying this like trinket box of gems and little coloured stones and stuff into this satchel. You see you see one of the guards shout, inspection, standard procedure, unless you've got a royal seal from the Queen herself. Spare us the whining. All 3 of you can tell, this is a shakedown. They're just basically going around to people going, what you got there? Right, let's have that. Boom. Right, let's have a look. They're going up to people going like, oh, that's a nice little necklace. Snap. I'll have that. Into the bag it goes.
What's the range on mystic abilities?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me have a look. Is this bend will in particular you're looking at, yeah?
Yeah, specifically.
Let me have a quick look for you so we know what we're looking at here.
I'm so
because
excited.
in this game, range is kind of not a thing to be, it's like near, far, and all that sort of stuff. So let me see. Let me just give us a second to find it. But there we go. Let's have a look. And what are you? Are you novice, adept, or master at this?
I am adept.
Adept. Okay, it doesn't literally say there's a range. So what I'll say is you're close enough that you're able to use this if you wish.
All right. In the parlance.
If you wish, it's up to you. Yeah.
That just took the thing away from the kid.
Yep.
I want to try and bend will on him so that he's going to have to decide I'm basically freezing him in place unless he's just going to walk around like an idiot with no other ability to do anything.
Okay.
So he's either going to move or he's going to like.
So are you literally forcing him to do something? Is this what this is?
Is it? It's a little bit vague, but if I can, I'm going to force him to give it back and apologize.
A control tree can only perform one action each turn and cannot use any active abilities. So, yeah, by telling him, you bending his will to say put it back, that would be his action to return it. So his resolute is 10, so that is 0. So you're just rolling under what your resolute score is.
It's 15.
So under a 15, and you got him in your spider's web.
I rolled a 17.
No.
Oh, no.
Freaking dice.
Dice jail.
So at this moment, as you try and concentrate and try to bend this will, you see the guy sort of like have a moment of like, what is that? And then shake it off and just put the trinkets back in the bag. And then
was I next to him when he tried to do that? What does that even look like?
If you want to be.
Well,
I mean, is it
friends,
just like,
right?
are you just looking off into the distance?
Yeah, I actually don't even think I looked over. I think I just listened and directed my will that way.
Okay. And at this moment, as you see that happen, it didn't take. Now, I'm just going to check something, because with magic in this game, failing stuff can cause corruption. So I just want to check that. So I just want to make sure what happens. I just want to double check that that's what that is correct. So just give me a second.
Give me a second.
So obviously we all know, as we discussed beforehand in our session 0, that you can turn into an abomination when you get your corruption level reaches a certain score, which is basically this big, if you've ever seen the film The Thing, that kind of weird flesh amalgam thing flopping around, that kind of thing. So let me just check. So
that's fine.
So I think when you fail, you take a point of corruption that's temporary.
My soma can match my psyche.
So if you total corruption is up to corruption threshold. So what is your resolute score? Because I think that is your corruption. That's how
it's 15.
15. So it's quite high. So let's just double check this.
When it goes against I see. Well, I have a threshold of 8.
8. Okay, and you have to roll a D4. Am I reading that right? Roll a D4 temporary corruption. 1 D4 temporary corruption.
Failing?
Yes.
Takes a lot of dice.
1d4.
I know. This is where you get 4.
Is like my spirit animal. I got a 3.
3, so you take 3 points of temporary corruption. So that can be done. You can change that within a rest. I think when you rest, you clear the temporary corruption.
All right.
Are there any visual changes that happen?
I imagine
so you get
that turns
then
into
permanent corruption after a while.
Yeah.
You basically get a mark of corruption, which I think leads to a stigma, which is there's like a list. you can have, like, as we discussed before, boils in your mouth,
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Inopportune times.
Thought we'd put
Yeah,
that discussion
blah.
behind us.
So he's there
I can
hanging
afford to
around.
fail at least once more today, and it's getting late in the day, so these blood
So
holes
I
better
would
watch
say then
themselves.
as that happened, then you felt like the magic in this area felt like a strange sensation come over you as you feel this corruption
I think
kind of
the
take
witch of my
hold.
youth just like disappears in my mind
Got
for a
you.
moment, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. And Magdala, at this moment, you've seen this happen. You've seen Eniano stand next to you, and I don't know, what does this look like? It doesn't look like anything, I suppose, does it? You're just
I
kind
don't
of
know.
like,
I may flicker.
you give him, like,
My
the evil eye
illusion
or
may
something.
flicker a little bit. Like,
Okay, you see
for
like a
just a
shudder.
brief moment,
Yeah.
the face beneath the cowl may be like the smooth alien features of a changeling.
Oh,
Oopsie.
do I roll to see
Okay.
that? Were we looking at each other?
But I mean, were you looking at this scene as the people were shaking down everybody in the
I
the
probably
camp?
wasn't staring into their face, but yeah.
Periphery?
Okay.
Periphery?
Well,
A little periphery, a little
periphery,
change
yeah,
in
you
the
probably,
familiar
I would
periphery.
say so, yeah.
Yeah, I went from the patchwork of colors of general presence to all one color for a moment.
Yeah, just
Whoa, what's going on?
red, whatever color you'd be.
That's right, because there's auras too.
Yeah, I mean, can any of you sense aura at this moment in time?
No,
I don't
that's
think
an
No.
so.
ability.
Oh, no, then no.
Okay.
That is,
So-
not me.
No, because usually if you have witch sight, you can see what people's auras are, and I think the more corruption you get, that aura becomes tainted as you go on. But okay, that's happened. So are you sort of watching this, Magdala? Are you watching this go down?
Yeah, it sounds like a spectacle right now, so I'm watching. And I've stopped
Okay. And Komar,
carving on the bone.
what are you doing at this moment as you've watched these guards come on and basically shake people down?
I feel like she's seen this once before, at least in the couple of weeks she's been here. It feels rather performative to her, but it doesn't necessarily bother her. If they try to come up to her, then that's a different story. But otherwise, they're not actively getting paid, so of course they're criminals.
Getting what
They're
they
gonna
can.
do criminal
Okay.
things.
Criminal's gonna criminal.
Yeah,
Well, in this
it's not
moment
her
then,
business to be involved.
because Eniano, you tried to do a thing and it didn't quite work out. Magdala and Komar, can you give me presence rolls, please?
Absolutely. What's presence?
I will just call it a flat roll, just a flat roll. Whatever your presence score is, just roll under that.
Is that persuasive?
Yeah, let's go persuasive.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
bad.
persuasive.
That's real bad for me too.
Yeah. No.
That's a no for me too.
Okay,
I'm
so
5
failures both.
above my usual.
Oh, okay.
I'm
That's
7.
fine. So
above.
as this is going on and you kind of are all there, you see one of the guards sort of looks around and he sort of looks at you two and he's like, "You two look smug. Think you're above this, do you? Or just here to play?" Right. You see him start to walk over. His tone is kind of a mix of like contempt and there's like a threat and challenge there as he walks towards you.
I stand up
What
from the
would you like
log
to
I'm
do?
sitting on. And I begin
Okay.
to form a
what
defensive
would you like to do?
posture.
I think
Okay.
Koma's not really threatened. I think she folds her arms in front of her chest and just waits for him to approach.
Right. Come on, Em. Turn out your pockets. What you got? Both of you.
And if I say no?
Well, and he's got his like cudgel. And he like pokes into your shoulder. We'll see what happens, won't we?
Is this really the game you want to play? I don't think going over the
Oh.
mountain injured with a broken nose or leg is going to do you much good.
Well, I don't play games. Turn out your pockets or we're going to have big trouble. And he looks over at Magdala and goes, "You two, with your weird horns."
I pull a bunch of like dirt and sticks out of my pocket and I throw them at his chest, not at his face.
Now, at this moment, Eniano, are you still next to Magdala, or have you kind of, as this person's approached? I'm curious to see what you've done at this moment.
I think I'm literally still sitting on the ground, not looking at anyone, with my head down.
Okay.
Right at the foot of this guy, and the foot of Magdala, right between them.
Okay.
Like a kid.
Oh. You feel like a boot kind of like hit your leg, and he's like, "Get out of the way, kid!" And he sort of shoves you out of the way. Well,
Scooch.
I will give you one last
Anybody?
warning. If you aren't turning around and leaving, you might end up dead.
see, he turns back to the others and goes, "I think we've got a brave one on our hands, ladies and gents.
As
Very
he turns
brave.
around, I'm going to
Nice
kick him in the
threats."
back.
Oh, okay, right. Make a quick roll.
Try
then.
to just shove him to the ground.
Sure. Okay, let's have a look. So his quick. Okay, yeah, it's a 10. So he's not. You're not adding anything to this. So it's just
I
you're
rolled a
rolling.
10, which is 3 under my quick.
Okay, so you put a nice boot to this guy's back as he goes sprawling across the dirt. And he's like, oh, and everyone else is like, like this gasp as they've never seen something like this before. No one's really kind of laid hands on these people. And you see Magdala, who's like the leader of this group. What's going on over there? As this guy's like trying to get up out the dirt. And
Seems he tripped and fell.
you two, help him up. And these other two guards start to pick him up. And you hear from the tent, enough of this. From this pavilion, you see Master Augusto has emerged. And you see he looks a bit like flushed in the face. He's probably had a few wines after Komar, but had spoken to him as he kind of stumbles down these little steps that they've got. And he's like, I can't have these wild brawls before the morning as we've got to make the crossing. Still, perhaps, maybe a little bit of entertainment maybe is in order here. We'll have no blades. We'll have no, nothing like that. First one to bleed loses. Show us, let's have a little bit of entertainment, shall we? Let's make sure you're not just hungry mouths to feed. No killing, no crippling. We travel at dawn, and I won't leave with broken wagons or broken people. Prove to us that you can hold your ground, and we'll call that a night. What do you say? As the one of them's like wiping his mouth, obviously he's got dirt all over his face. You booted him in the back. Yeah, come on then. Let's have it. Me and you. Let's go.
Happily.
Okay. So now this is where we get into a little bit of combat. So at this moment, you see like a rough like ring of people join you.
Magda's backing off and trying to separate herself from Komar and kind of brushing her hands off and looking down.
So Eniano, what are you doing? Are you still kind of keeping to the group?
Yeah, I initially scooched out of the way from the boot, and I'm sort of gonna follow where Magdala goes and give room to the spectacle that continues.
Okay. So this is how it's going to work then. So with Komar then, this is going to be, it's quick against quick I think is how combat works here. So what is your quick score?
13.
13. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's make sure this is right. So basically, you've got the drop on him. You go first. So it's your accuracy against his defense.
Okay.
So his defense is, let me see. Is only is 2. So it will take 2 off your accuracy to hit him.
Okay, so -2 on quick? Is that because that's what I'm rolling?
Oh no, quick is initiative. Quick, you've got him. You got the drop on him, so you attack first.
Accurate's what I'm using to miss my.
Yeah, it's your
That's
accurate. Or
so
unless,
bad. It's my
unless
least.
you've got another.
It's my
Yeah,
least.
it's your accurate, or unless you have an ability, you can use something else. Like some people can use like strong
the only
or
ability
vigilant.
I have Yeah, it's with ranged weapons. Only with ranged
Okay.
weapons. Is there a rock I could pick up?
I will say there's plenty of rocks and there's plenty of logs. There's plenty of stuff around that you could probably pick up. Obviously, he doesn't want blades, but you can.
Yeah, he
He's
didn't say
got
anything
like a
about rock.
cudgel. So, no, he's got
that's
like a cudgel. So you could easily have like a club or something, like a rock or a hefty log you could probably wield.
Yeah, I think she'll like pick up a handful of rocks just on the ground
Okay.
and just start chucking them.
Okay, that's fine.
She's
So
like
if
trying
you
to keep distant, so I can use vigilant
That's fine.
instead of accurate.
Sure.
Because of sixth sense. Oh, and thank
Okay.
goodness, as a 12.
A 12.
Mhm.
So a 12 will hit him. So what is so we'll say the rock is just a d4 of damage. So if you roll the d4,
3.
3. Okay, he has a shield of, well, he doesn't actually have a shield because he's got a cudgel. The stats say shield, so we'll ignore that. So that goes down by 1. So I'll say that. So he'll take 2 points off that.
I'm not actually entirely sure what my health is.
Your health is your toughness, I believe.
Yes.
Let me just check.
Wrong?
Toughness, yeah. Damage to the victims. Damage, yeah, is your
Yes.
toughness.
10.
And you have a pain threshold. So
Of
if I
5.
hit, yeah. So if I go above 5, you're staggered
Ew,
in
that's
any
no
damage I
good.
deal you. Yeah. So actually, we'll say, let's take that down. Let's do that. Cool. Right. So now he has to attack you. So he is going for his accuracy against your defense. So his accuracy. So what's your defense?
Such a good question, and I'm so glad that you're asking it, because I definitely know the answer.
It should be under one of those. Your stat block should have abilities, weapons, armor, defense. But I do have it here if you need it.
I have
Let me see.
hardened leather for armor.
Yep. So your defense is 11.
Okay.
So your defense is 11. So his accuracy is. So you need to roll.
Yes, I roll.
Yes, you roll. I don't roll anything. This is great, this game.
Yeah, that's
I don't roll a
lovely.
thing. So he has an accuracy of 13.
Okay.
So let's see how that
I'm gonna
works. Let me just
roll
check
under
something in a
9.
minute. Yes. For him to
Okay.
miss you.
All right. It's a 1.
Critical, so he dodges. So with this, when you get criticals, you get a free action. So you can now hit him if you wish, or you can move.
I will. I mean, if he's given me
So
an
you could-
opening, I'll hit him.
So basically what's happened is he's going to swing at you. You've sidestepped him so quickly, he's gone stumbling forward. So as it stands, he is kind of here with his back, with him facing forwards. So he stumbled forwards. So he has his back and the back of his head exposed to you as he's gone
Delightful.
forward. So it could be, I mean, you could be like just bludgeoning him with a rock. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a 9. So I
Okay.
think.
So
as
your free
he does
action
that,
is basically you hitting it. Yeah.
Yeah, I sidestep, turn as he's looking down. I just chuck one of the rocks just like right at the back of his head.
Okay. Because it's a free action, I'm not going to make you roll. So just roll a d4 and we'll deduct that from the damage.
3. Another 3.
Wow. Okay. He stumbles forward. So we'll go back. So it's now your turn again because that was his turn. So he is like stumbled
Wonderful.
forward and turning around trying to get up. At this moment, before we do this, you two, what are you two doing at this moment as you're seeing this spectacle as Komar just bludgeons, throws this rock at point blank range at the back of this guy's head after he's stumbled forward?
I think you see Magda is kind of into it, right? Like she wants to get up and join, but something seems to be holding her back. Like you can see she wants to, but she's not getting up.
Okay. And with Eniano, what are you experiencing this moment?
I want to bend Will again.
On which one? On the guy fighting?
On the guy fighting.
Okay.
Komar, and I want to.
Okay.
I want to see if I can make him pick up the rock and hit himself in the head.
Sure. Okay.
Fuse the fuck out of Komar if that succeeds.
Son was
No.
a 16.
16.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a 15, and I'm rolling baby
Oh,
points over it. That gives me 2 more points of corruption.
Okay.
so unfortunate.
And I'm like, I need to sleep.
That's fine. Okay, we'll keep hold of that. So that's
Nice,
good.
warm,
So
quality
he is
roast.
now.
And sleep.
So as he's now like bleeding from the back of his head, as you just thrown this rock at him, he gets up and he turns around. What would you like to do at this moment, Komar? As he's turning around, like gritting his teeth, like trying to charge at you again. As it's your turn.
Just keep like. Don't think she is very strong, but it's clear that her type of fighting is not hand to hand. And so she keeps trying to keep distance and dodge and weave. And so as he is turning around, she's already like 5 feet away, continuing to back up as she tries to land one between his,
Okay.
like right on his forehead.
Let's try that then. Roll again. Let's see what you're gonna get. So it's again
That
your accuracy. Or was it? Are you going strong
is a
or
7. I'm going vigilant because of 6th sense.
vigilant?
I can use vigilance instead of accurate when attacking with ranged weapons.
Okay. So yeah. So
And
7. You rolled a 7.
Yeah.
Okay, that will hit him. So
I'm
roll
rolling
your.
so well. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's 1.
Okay. So
Bit of a glance.
he's -1. Yeah, but he's looking rough. He's, you can see like he's bleeding from back of his ear. His eye was already where you clattered him with a rock in the face. His eyes starting to swell. He's just like, oh god, she's really quick and accurate. So he's now going to try and come at you. So he's again defense, please, against his accuracy. So -3.
So under 9.
Under 9
Ooh,
again.
Nope. That's a natural 20. So I for
Oh,
sure
critical.
get hit.
Yeah, you're definitely.
Perhaps
so
twice.
what's going to happen here is we'll call that as he hits you, Cudgel, you'll take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
But you have a defense. You need. What is your armor? What's your armor?
It's
Do you got?
leather armor, so I think it's
So
a
you will
D4.
deduct D4. So you will roll a D4 and deduct that from the 4 points as he tries to hit
3.
you with this. So you
Love
take 1
leather
point of
armor.
damage from that
Okay.
as he hits you, and he's like, oh god, doesn't put as much swing into this as he probably should have, because he's kind of like seeing out one eye, he's bleeding, and he's slightly embarrassed.
And then does
Because
he
he's-
get another because it was a critical?
I will say no at this point because he missed you and he's looking in bad shape. So we'll say no for this time. So we're over to. Do you guys want to do anything at this moment, or are you still watching?
Can I go for broke and try to bend his will one more time?
Go
Come
for
on.
broke again. Let's
It
bend as well.
It has to work.
I know.
It has to
Please.
happen.
This time I'm going to try and make him surrender.
Good.
If that's
Yeah.
possible.
Koa's was gonna be a little too.
I got another 16.
You're kidding, Todd.
Jesus Christ. I
Now,
only got 1 corruption at least.
Thank goodness.
okay.
Oh, thank
I
goodness.
will correct the corruption though, because I just had a quick look. You only take 1 point of corruption per time you use that spell. So how you've used it 3,
Oh,
Yeah.
so you only
3.
take 3 points. So
Okay.
yeah, we're not going into like monstrous territory just
That's
yet.
good. That's
No,
So
good.
we'll
That's
say you've only
good.
got 3 points of
Insanity.
corruption.
And I still have room to goof around.
Yay!
Yeah, exactly. You're all right. I don't want to. Like,
It'll
do it
work.
next.
It'll
So,
work.
Yeah. I'm going to write a new song.
We'll
Fuck
get there.
around. Fuck around.
So over to Komar then. Your attack.
Yeah, like having taken it in the side, I think she's
As
trying to
as
use the
hit you,
momentum
people have gone ooh. Yeah.
to turn and throw another. What was it? I
Go
think
for it.
it's
Under a 9,
again?
please. Under a 9.
Under a 9 to hit him or under a 9 to be hit?
Under a 9 to hit him.
To hit
Oh, no,
him.
sorry. It's your...
My vigilant.
What's your accuracy? What's your vigilance again?
15.
Okay, he takes 2 off that.
Okay.
Because of his armor. Yeah.
I got a 10.
So that'll hit.
Come on, go down. 1.
Okay. So he's down to... Yeah, he has a tough... He's gone down from... You've taken him down quite over half by throwing rocks at the guy. And he's just like going like... As he's been battered by these rocks. So now...
Sure you want to keep going?
He's going to go. Yeah. He's going to try again. So again, it's yeah, no, this is the -3 to your defense.
Under...
Yeah, under a 9.
Under a 9. 7!
7, okay. He misses. So, again, we'll go back to you two. Are you two doing anything, or are you staying put? Is Eniano going to go for broke again?
I am.
Come on.
I
You
just
got
looked
it.
up. I just did a search on the ability, and it says I can't cause
Yes.
self-harm.
Okay, so you can
Okay,
stop him in his
okay.
tracks then.
I can stop
So you
him.
can
I
freeze him. Yeah.
I'm going to make. I still want to try to make him say that he's going to surrender, though, or he gives
Okay.
up. That's
Okay.
not self-harm. That's not going to cause him damage.
Oh, in fact, it might help him out.
There we go. That's a 9.
9. So you feel your will go into this person as he's like getting to his feet with his cudgel in hand. And what does this look like? Are you speaking to him in his mind?
Yeah, I think I casually raise my hand, and I think Magdala might see this as I raise my hand. He raises his hand, and he goes, "I yield."
And that's what you hear. You
Amazing.
hear him yield, and everyone's like, whoa, and claps and applauds
I think out
as
of Eniano's periphery,
the fight is over.
he would see Magdala just turn and look at him with his hand, and maybe just after he puts his hand down. And I'm just staring at him right now with mouth agape.
And I'm not even looking.
Wow.
Like I'm half turned, like, so like I'm more facing you than I am the action. And I'm just like,
Wow.
and then he goes, I yield.
So, okay, so at this point then, Komar, you watch as this person puts his hand up and goes, I yield, as he's like spitting teeth, his bloody eyes closed, as everyone's like applauding this,
Yep,
your victory.
Drop the rocks and just kind of wipe off her hands and turn to actually go to Magdala.
Okay.
Who's staring at Eniano.
I just see the back of this
looks like
guy,
a-
like, okay.
On the ground, sitting
That's
there.
weird, but that's fine.
And what
I'll
happens? Are you...
turn and
Go on.
look at Komar if you come up to me.
Yeah. I think Komar just kind of stares at you for a second. Nice dirt.
Nice rocks.
Thank you. Are you okay?
I'm fine. How are you?
A bruise, maybe.
If people aren't like looking at her at this point, if it's kind of moved on, do I feel like it's
Everyone's
moved
kind
on?
of like... Everyone's kind of like congratulating each other for this
Okay.
fight they went involved in, like celebrating and stuff, and
We
what
bet
good
and we
times. And
won.
yeah, you see Magdala and her goons basically pick this guy up, and just scurry off back to where they came from, slightly embarrassed and bruised and whatever. Yeah, so you're basically
Okay.
face to face.
So I might try to pull my hood kind of over the little bone that's sticking out a little bit. I couldn't help but see when you left the tent earlier, you looked concerned. Is there something that we should know? Do you know something? Are we gonna make it?
Absolutely. You seem capable. And she'll like note the scars, like you've survived quite a bit.
That much is accurate. Yes, you
You'll
do seem
survive
like.
this too.
What was of concern to you?
As wonderful as Master Augusto is, he seems entirely too stressed. It's not a great sign of leadership. It makes him seem weak. If I noticed it, other people might notice it as well. I don't wish for there to be an uproar or a usurpment of our leader here. Told him to get his shit together.
Is there anything that we can do? I mean, telling someone to get their shit together doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get their shit together.
If I can interject a thought, I think that the strength.
I think she jumps slightly, like, oh fuck, you're here.
My head is still down too.
Small person just rise up like out of nowhere.
The strength and foundation of survival in this troop, I believe, is among those within the group, within the caravan, that we don't see readily as defensible, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't put a lot of trust in the, quote, guards. There's so much bravado, so much falsity. Those that don't speak the loudest are the ones with the greatest strength in this situation, I am sure.
Would you consider yourself amongst them?
I'm just traveling along. I have to get over the pass, but my observations have led me to believe that it's individuals like, and I'll kind of look up more towards Magdala, you two, and then I'll glance across the fire toward any of the tent, than the ones we follow.
And what's your name?
Agnes.
Agnes. And you?
Magdala.
Komar.
Good to meet another friendly face here.
You're a barbarian.
Eniano, sorry, can I just interject? Eniano, can you give me a discreet roll, please? Just a discreet roll. I just wanted to see if you spot something.
7 under double digits. Let me look. Discreet. 7 under 11.
As you're all discussing and giving your names, and you made that comment, looking over towards the pavilion, you notice that someone is looking right at you specifically.
We're being watched.
And you see a person in black clothes, long black cloak. You know this to be a black cloak. A Twilight Friar.
And
they just stand there like this, watching you, this person. And then they just turn and walk away.
It was a black cloak. Did you see them? It'd be best not to have their attention.
Can we see them? Can we all see them now? But don't all look at
if you guys want to make discreet rolls, if you like.
I'm sure, spoken with black cloaks before in my travels, or at least seen them.
Well, you know,
minimum.
You would know since you've been here longer. There is one traveling with this caravan.
They're with the Queen as well, right?
They are with the Queen as well. Yeah, they are basically like witch hunters, essentially, like that sort of thing.
Would I know their name?
Yeah, yes, you would, as Lestra.
Lestra, and she'll say that out loud.
I'm afraid they may have been paying attention to me. I can't help but escape that sense.
Why would they?
Oh, it's a good question. Suppose you could say I had some affiliation with the faith at some point. Leave it at that.
Now, a question to Eniano. What was your aura to begin with?
Yeah. If I may propose something to both Shiv and Ty.
Sure.
Whatever race you are, like, attempting to disguise yourself as, there's, like, the hints of that, but around the aura itself is, like, another sort of aura, like a glow. Something that kind of isn't right. That doesn't
That sounds
align.
cool. So
Yeah, right now I'm passing as human.
Yeah. I know humans, at least for me, I have a green. And so I think that theirs are
I have a red.
treacherous,
So you're
sorta.
a green with the maybe outline of something else. It's very difficult to find where this is. I did find it somewhere, but I can't remember what page it was on. But anyway, we'll say, if you're okay with that, do you want
Sure.
would you like a green aura for the time being? We'll have a
for the
green
time being,
aura with a slightly different kind of tint to it. So that is what Lestra probably would have spotted upon you, of like, you look human, but your aura tells me something else. Hence why, yeah. So sorry. So you've named Lestra to Agnes. Was it Agnes? You called yourself? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course it is. That's my name.
Yes. So you now know that there's a black cloak with this caravan.
Mm-hmm. It's important for me to know.
Does any corruption send up red flags for these types of black cloaks?
If you have permanent corruption, it will. They'll be able to detect it because they have like witch sight.
And do they just always have that going?
I mean,
you know what?
Depends really, because there's a sort of commotion. So I will say she probably would have gone, let's just see if there's anything suspicious in this group that's fighting in the middle of this caravan camp.
Lestra's a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I rolled over noticing them, so hearing that there's a black cloak, though, I might start to kind of talk and cover.
Yeah, I would say because watching the scene as Agnes raised her hand and this individual raised their hand at the same time and said surrender, she was like, this looks suspicious. This looks odd. They're both mimicking the same movement and he happens just to surrender at this moment. So it's kind of like combined with the aura, she was more focused on that than maybe if you were giving off something different.
Okay. Fair assumption.
Okay. So what would you all like to do at this moment in time?
I think that Komar would kind of continue the conversation of, you're a barbarian.
As are you.
Do you keep your affiliation?
I'm running from it. Don't even want to think about it right now.
Then
Do
we won't
you?
talk about it. I think we could find ourselves in similar situations.
I'd like to stand up between you.
How tall is Eniano at this moment?
About my normal height, 5'9".
Okay.
You both taller than me.
What is it, little man?
6'2", and Magdala is?
Probably 6 foot. I mean, not...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot.
So, yeah, that's... like...
There are things I don't wish to get into right now in great detail, but I have great affinity for the barbarians. And if we are all also avoiding certain direct engagements, consider me one as well. A non-direct engager. And if we can agree to a pact as new friends, that we, Magdala, we have agreed to watch out for each other.
Indeed.
Komar, I would extend the offer to you as well. Are you interested in such an agreement on this dangerous journey ahead?
Let me ask you a question. Upon my initial inspection of the company that we keep, I overlooked both of you. Clearly, that was a mistake. Keen eyes, the lot of you. I spotted some creatures, perhaps, sizing up the camp over on the forest line. Yellow eyes, seemed the tracks were paws. I brought that to Master Augusto. He's asked me to keep an eye on it. You two seem much more diligent and perceptive than I. He said could be goblins, could be elves, could be shapeshifters, so just... If you keep an eye out there, consider myself an ally.
Elves on the one side and black cloaks on the other. I will be extra diligent. I will also excuse myself. I have to relieve myself, but when we meet again, you'll know me as Arthur.
I think pure confusion. What?
You'll understand. You'll understand in time.
Will Arthur also have abilities like was just witnessed?
Abilities?
I
Arthur
can't
is
help but have seen something just now. Defies explanation. I've heard of it,
What?
but I've never seen it.
It's a guess, Magdala, but would you be familiar in any ways? And I'm going to look around again, very aware of the powers of witchcraft.
Yes, of course.
I thought so.
Of what?
Sorry, Komar.
Very awkward conversation.
There are certain things that must be acknowledged,
Okay.
so just hold tight. But suffice to say again that what you perceived is undoubtedly because you are already aware of such energies. Fair to say.
You are not denying what I feel like I saw actually happened.
I think it would be irresponsible of me to lie bold-faced to someone who should know.
What did we see? What did you see?
You are a capable fighter, but I could not resist the opportunity to assist you a bit.
When? I didn't see an interference, and I'm gonna look for any weapons on this person. Did you throw something when I was watching him the entire time?
I may have convinced your opponent to surrender against their will.
Oh dear.
It's part of my perceptive abilities that you may come to rely on. Let's just trust.
Okay.
I also want to tell you both that I was raised in the clans, but my tribe was defeated, destroyed, and cast out by the Queen. So my affiliations are with the barbarians. You would have my utmost loyalty.
Would I
Yes.
remember the name of the clan that mine was associated with that got destroyed by the aliens?
I think you would know of it, but you wouldn't remember its name. It's kind of been shunned. It's not been spoken of. It doesn't
Yeah.
get talked about. It's been so ground into the dirt that it's just a past memory. It's one of those things where everyone knows the history, but they daren't speak its name anymore because it was such a painful moment for the barbarian clans as a whole, that one of them was so soundly defeated, soundly destroyed to the point that it's brought unbelievable shame. Like, we do not talk about it. It is not brought up.
I think both of you would see her, like, when you say that, kind of stiffen up a bit.
Hopefully I haven't said too much, but it is a matter of my survival, and I think it is a matter of survival for us all. There are not many friends to be had here.
We now
So
have
at this
two,
moment,
each of
you
us.
feel the rain start to begin. It starts as a light drizzle. People start to take to their wagons and their caravans for the night. People with blankets over their heads, cloaks being drawn, trying to make camp or find a spot to sleep for the night as the wind starts to pick up and rain starts to set in. Can everyone give me vigilant rolls, please? It's going to be a -3 to your roll.
Oh, I fail it then.
No, I failed it too.
Vigilant.
Fail.
Fail.
Vigilant is 12. I got 12 minus 3 is 9, and I got a 4.
4.
Yeah.
Fantastic. As you're all talking, this rain begins. You see shapes dart from the tree line as quick as possible. Large, pale shapes. And then you hear a scream. From the tree line, in an instant, you see something being dragged off. With your roll of 4, you recognize it's the old man that was talking to the children. As he was grabbed. Yes, Corin, the caravan's old storyteller, as he is dragged screaming into the darkness by slavering jaws. Everyone sort of gets up and there's chaos erupts as everyone stumbles over one another. Guards shouting, torches are lit, fires that will sputtering as they blow ash into the air. By the time the weapons are raised, the shapes are gone. Only the dragging trail of boots and blood leads into the black woods, swallowed by howls. You see Augusto comes rushing out with his cloak around him, bellowing orders, but his voice can't mask the terror that grips the camp. The Jakars were watching, they were waiting, and tonight they took their prize. And that is where we will stop this evening.